greetings, lovely Virgoians. Hope this finds you well. Here we are, once again, at the Lightroom forecast. And this is your, this is a general reading, of course, for this week leading up to the big conjunction and the solstice, 21st of December. So let's see what the overarching energies are this week for you, lovely Virgo people. I'm using the journey map for that card, and then we'll go into looking at choices and challenges and ease, qualities for ease. So let's get an overarching energy for the beautiful Virgos, beautiful Earth babies. Let's see. Let's see. Overriding energy for Virgos. It's coming out a little bit lately. Fantastic card. Absolute propulsion at its finest. Action. There is no dilly-dallying. There's no mucking around. Action is just that. She's got solar vision. She's a fiery queen. Beautiful. Yeah, there is no room for, there's no need for rumination at this time. It's all about sheer solar force for Virgos. Interesting. A lot of activity, a lot of movement. Eyes on the prize is what I am just hearing here. Excuse me, but let's get a card for choices here. Choices. We get, actually I'll shuffle again, we had too many there. Too many cards. It's often the case. Just one card, please. Just one card for choices for the lovely Virgo people. Let's see. Yeah. Great. Wonderful. 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 Choices. We get this beautiful three, the Three of Wands. We've come thus far. We've utilised this gift of action here. We've utilised it. And we've come thus far on what seems to feel like a reasonably long journey of sorts. But we've understood quite a lot along the way, if that makes sense to you. So we take a moment and we're standing there halfway. It's a long tramp through bush, river, and the foothills going up to the maybe some pretty high peaks. And we take a moment, we have a break, because we know we can, because we're halfway. We're halfway, we know the pitfalls thus far, but we're keeping our vision and our direction and focus for the next half of the journey. This is the Three of Wands. I do get this feeling of motion, of, even though it's, it's a three, this is about understanding. It's about understanding and kind of, well, not kind of, it's about great potential. interesting. Very interesting, Virgos. So we're just having a little breather too. It's a breather before we begin the next half of the journey. We know what we can possibly expect. What challenges present here? What are the challenges, if any? Lovely Earth. For the lovely Earth, Virgos. Challenges. If any, she said. We get this card, which is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is often about boundary making, not in order to keep people out, but in the sense of, so you draw a line, there's a boundary, it's a halfway mark too, but it's there in the Three of Wands, it's a halfway mark. But this, you draw a boundary, you basically, and at the same time, you're kind of poking something to see, all right, this, you know, in the Thoth deck, it's called strife, because sometimes we need to poke the bear just to see what it's made up of, if you know what I'm trying to say. You know, there's conflict in this card. It's the challenge. There's conflict here, but we need to see it. We need to see where it exists, under what rock does it lie. And so we initiate it. Maybe there's a directive here that we don't necessarily need to initiate it. I'm not really sure. But this is the challenge. It's sort of, I kind of get this thing where, you know, you're nearing the end of this particular segment, this particular journey. And the challenge maybe has been that there's been a little bit of strife along the way. People have been challenging you on this journey of sorts. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But when you get the solar power and force of this card around you, I don't think anyone with a wand trying to bang it up against your wand, I don't think it's really going to make much difference. I don't think it's going to make much difference. So that, as Five of Wands is a challenging card. But it's there for a purpose. I just see these, yeah, I see this wand fight. Let's see, traits for ease, qualities to take on for ease here for the beautiful Virgo. Oh, qualities to take on for ease. That was a bit of a jump. Wow. We get two cards that pop out. We get the Emperor and we get the Six of Discs. Now, the Emperor, you know where you are there, Virgo. You know where you are. It's been a sign of great Virgo, a sign of being a great believer in service to others. You're comfortable in the Emperor role, male or female, it doesn't make any difference. So what am I saying? The Virgo, It's a great sign of service to others. Comfortable in that role. You know, you're the Virgo here sort of embodies a level of authority. Yeah, a level of wisdom in that authority. Then we have the Six of Discs, which is about mutual giving and receiving. It's about generosity. It's about knowing that, and this is very material, the Six of Discs. Traditionally a generous man with a very deep purse, because he knows he gets it back. That's not his reason for his generosity, but he just knows because of natural law, right, that it's a mutual, what's the word, reciprocity. It's a mutual thing. So interesting reading, dear Virgos, isn't it? It's very interesting. It seems that we've been really, you know, there's a great focus, there's movement, there's a little bit of coming up against some testing of boundaries. You know, the Emperor is very benevolent. He makes the rules, as it were. So hopefully you get something from this reading. I'm just going to pull a little star card as a wee snippet, a whippet of guidance. Yeah. I love, yeah. There's a little piece of guidance for the Virgos out there. For you lovely Virgos, we get your card, really, which is Earth Love, pleasure and purpose. Pleasure and purpose. Have you found your seat of unique power yet? Well, I think you have. Along that journey, I think you have. And it's a very benevolent aspect that you take on board. Very benevolent, very generous. So yes, and we did have one more card that popped out, which is, sorry, some of the writing's smaller, which is a card of mastery. Process information without fear. Can you separate what is yours from another? So that's a little bit of a sort of raising a question there. Separate what is yours from another. What is yours? Is there boundaries? It's not just about being of service. Is it about things? Property. There's an element here. Property. What's yours and what's someone else's? Is there a free flow there? Because there's a free flow in this particular reading with that, a great generosity with that. So thank you very much for joining me, beautiful Virgos. Have a wonderful coming few weeks, and I'll be back with just after the full moon in Cancer. We'll be doing the time and tides for that, because all these planetary shifts really do reverberate out before and after. So that's what we'll be doing in the first few days of January 2021. Wow, it's a whole new year. Thank you so much for joining me. Do take care, lovely people. Thank you. Thank you.